Okay, and I'm live. Alrighty. Yeah, let me close the door just in case of noise. Actually, sorry, I haven't done that yet. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Alrighty, let's just see who comes tonight. But I could, while I'm waiting, I could real quick say, my name is Heather Dewey, and yeah, my name is Heather Dewey Pettit, and I am a writer, editor, and sometime artist. And I'm writing my first book. And it is a young adult fantasy. So that is my little intro there. So, and I already did all the things I posted. I posted on all the tubers and on my Facebook page. And let's see here. Let me put something in here in the chat. Um, hmm. um, there, that'll work. So, okay. Okay. I think I'll go ahead and throw a banner on there. I think I'll go ahead and put this on here at least one more time. Again, I really want to work on my branding. For now, that works, but I think I'm going to probably use a different one starting next month, since it won't be Autism Awareness Month anymore. Maybe what I'll do is go ahead and start playing around a little bit. Maybe something like, can you already say author if you're working on your first book and you're halfway through? Some people say yes, some people say no. I don't think it really matters too much. Yeah, for some reason I have all capitalized. I don't think I need to do that. Excuse me, I'm an author, editor, and sometime artist. And maybe I am working on maybe I'll try that. Where'd it go? Oh, maybe I didn't save it or something. Oh, shoot. Shoot. Let's see. Let me try that again. Oops, what happened? Just trying to fix this here. Fix this banner I'm doing. Because like I said, I'm changing my branding. So, because I kind of like that little tagline, but I'm not going to really focus on the autism part so much. It was just something I had thought of that I was using on my around and some of my social, well, probably a good portion of my social media, but at least kind of as a placeholder and just kind of until I could figure some things out and get some things separated. So I say that. Okay, how about this? My name is Heather Dewey Pettit. I'm an author, editor, and sometime artist. I am working on on let's see, my first book. I'm already using this time to work on stuff. Hello, would you like to do some writing sprints with me? On my, let's see, I misheard it. I'm going to read this out loud. for you, whoever's listening. My name is Heather Dewey Pettit. I am an author, editor, and sometime artist. I am working on my first book. On my first book in a young adult fantasy series. All right. And then I'll show it. There. How about that? That's not too bad. That doesn't look too bad, I guess. I didn't really want two ands and throw it all in one sentence. I just felt like it was too many ands, even though the two IMs are kind of close together, so I might fine tune that a little bit. But let me see. Let me go ahead and look in the comments, which I've been neglecting. Oh, hello, doll. Hi, sorry. I got busy. I got busy working on a banner on my branding. Which a lot of people say I need to work on my branding.
You give them two of that T5, D5?
No, I forgot.
Okay.
Sorry, interruption. Necessary interruption. How's it going, doll? I have 2 viewers. Life of a mom. Bit tired? Yeah, I'm definitely tired. But it was a pretty good day. The kid and I stayed on task all day long, even though he woke up pretty early. He stayed on task. I was very, very proud of him. On a poem, that sounds fun. I will probably, I don't know, what am I going to do? I was just working on my branding, so I guess I don't have to do that now. To start with tomorrow, I know I had that other banner up before, but I have been discussing that, my branding with a few people. Oh yeah, you talked about that last night, I guess. A poem about ghosts. That sounds really interesting. And I need to stop playing with my hair. Look, I have a brush. And then I'm getting rid of it. I'll sit on the bed so I won't be tempted. There we go. I feel like I'm doing that because well, you really can't tell with this camera because it's this cheap laptop camera, but I have no makeup on. And, well, I'm just glad I had a shower. Okay, I'll stop now. But a poem about ghosts sounds really cool. Oh, I can show it. Okay, well. No worries, no worries. Here's a quick question. So you said that you see some colors. Is that right? And if so, can you tell that my banner is pink? Kind of no, it's a salmon pink. You can see, I think I remember you saying you can see some shapes and some colors. And that's why you like that colorful thing I've seen you use. Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's kind of it looks like a very strong salmon pink. Colors and contrasts and some shapes. Okay. Yeah, you know, because I kind of liked it. I was playing with um, um, playing with some things on my website, and then you know, having it. I was kind of feeling like if some of my stuff here kind of matched it, that would be better. Have some consistency. So I was trying to have some consistency. Although I wasn't 100% sure I liked the pink, but it was what was there on on my semblance of a website. So. But I have another viewer besides you, though. But I don't. Yeah, they haven't said anything, so it could be somebody working. Yes, that's. She was one of the people that was helping me with my branding. Was BC. So so yeah yeah. Oh well. Work away, just as long as you're not bothering anybody. I guess I don't care. As long as you're not a troll. As long as they're not a troll, right? Um, love is the way. That's how I feel about it. I bought this little wooden wall decoration at a Walmart recently, and it's in the shape of the word love. And I want to paint it, but I haven't done that yet. So it's on my. I moved my corkboard in here in my bedroom, on top of my what I've been calling my art desk. Uh, and I had to give up my trolls would be trolling anyway or already. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Yeah, good point. And they went away, so whoever it was realized that I wasn't gonna put up with anybody bullying. Excuse me, I'm scratching my head. Okay. Um, goodness. Um, so, do you want to see if anybody else shows up? Maybe just a couple more minutes or so, and then we can get started. I didn't put much on my on the all the things with my video, my details, and the description. But I did get my author page, my Facebook author page, I mean, and my website up there. So it's something. Go ahead and get rid of some of these tabs that are still open on my site. And what BC was telling me um, was that you can, if you click on the element on like wherever, like if it's a website or if it's um, whatever whatever social media it is, there if you right click on it, it will you have to like, I think it's view page source or something, then it will tell you things like the exact number of the exact color that was used and stuff like that. It was BC Brown uh, that told me about that. Oh, well, you know, you shared one of your short stories. Well, I can understand that, honestly. I've been in that position as well. Okay, you use your phone a lot, you mean? Excuse me. You wouldn't know about right clicking and things on like a website or something to get to. Okay, okay, yeah. I mean, I have done that. Well, kind of. I used to use my phone a lot, and then I realized how much data that uses. So, um, okay. I Yeah, because it eats up a lot of data. So I use my laptop more because it doesn't do anything with the data. It doesn't add data to the whatever plan and stuff. But I haven't heard from anybody else. If you want, I could go ahead and I was getting out of some of my um, other tabs a so I can have a tab open in YouTube so that I can choose choose a timer. I know that kind of cuts down, and I will have a bit of lag because of it. But um, uh, I noticed this. I think it did. I was I at 68 or 69 yesterday? Now I forget. It might have been 69 this morning. I have 69 subscribers. What? Uh, um, wow. I mean, I'm inching closer to having a pretty decent audience. That's amazing to me. That's just amazing to me, doll. Oh, let's see here. Oh, and I really want to check out your poetry on your channel, doll. Because I've always been interested in poetry, but I haven't written any in quite a while. But I did write some, like in, when I was young for school, or there was an assignment, or um, I did actually write a little bit in my 20s. Um, Nothing much, nothing major. Just kind of spur of the moment kind of a thing. Um, Um, I see I see your 15-minute timer. Looks like I did watch your No More Ableism in Books video, doll. Let me get this timer set up, and then I'll come back and look at your comments. Pause that for just a second while I get it in. Hello, Glory. Let's see here. Let me see. Share screen. I was not ready. I didn't have all this stuff ready to go. But let's see here. There we go. Yeah, the poems are put together in a playlist. Yeah, I really want to check that out. Maybe I'll check that out before I go to bed tonight, because that might be a nice relaxing thing to do. Read some poetry. Listen to it. Excuse me. Listen to it. Hello, Glory. I don't think you've ever been to my channel before. I don't. Maybe not. But thank you for coming. I do like that timer, doll. Actually, I have seen you before, Glory. Oops, I meant to show this first. That's cool. Thank you so much, Glory. Yeah. Okay. A little dark, huh? Oh well, that's all right. And nothing about butterflies, huh? Yeah, I kind of did have that hint. I was just kind of glancing for a second when I was on your channel just now. Excuse me, I think I just wheezed. I will take your fair warning. And maybe what I'll do is take off this banner and put in the sprinting one. Where's that? Edit it for 15. Oops. Save. And show. Okay. Ready, everybody? Black butterflies. That's cool. That's funny. You like? You know what? That is a good point, Glory. Dark poems are often tantalizing or have elements of danger. That is a good point. There's all kinds of poems. I was just being silly. There's so many kinds. It's crazy. Okay. So do you two want to do it now? Excuse me. I'm Ready, Eddie? Okay. I like that. Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sprint. Or what do they say? Sprint. I'm sorry. Or is it still? No, it's still going. I'm sorry. I thought it looked like it was finished. Okay. There we go. There we go. How did everybody do? I did some editing. And I can stop my day from scrolling. That's a little distracting. There. Um, I did a little bit of editing in my current chapter, and and added a sentence. Well, it was more like two, about 38 words total, approximately 2 sentences. So that's how I did. How did you guys do? Did you get any work done on your poem? Did you get work on your poem, doll? Any work done? Oh, I need to work on my speaking skills or something. Yeah. Excuse me. I think I'm going to get some water during the next sprint. Oh, missing, missing a line. Okay. Do you mean you meant to write a line and you missed it? I'm sorry for any confusion, Glory. Sorry about that. That's cool. That's nice of your brother. That's nice of your brother to do that. Okay, I understand, doll. Thanks. Thanks, Glory. Excuse me. So, at least everybody did something productive. And that's what it's all about. So that's what I like about these sprints. When I started doing these probably a good, I don't know, approximately 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 or so. And um, oh, interesting, Dal. and then some people were just like, it was, AuthorTube was starting to explode at the time. Not explode, but I mean it's bigger now than it was then. But I really saw the value of doing the sprints, and I because I was doing some semblance of sprinting for myself for my editing business, because I wanted to know how long it took me to do certain things, and so I was timing my and also keeping track of the amount of work that I was doing. So um, that really, when I started even doing those sorts of things to other sprints, because it was like, well, I figure it's helping them, and then I also figured that it was kind of a mutual benefit thing. Uh, what is it? The Mutual Benefit Society, uh, um, where I was helping them while at the same time it was helping me get some stuff done. So um, I think what was my original point? I guess it was just that I think that it's great that this is available, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing that people are doing this, and I'd like to get more of my writer friends doing it. So uh, just a little comment on your. I didn't put up your comment, doll, but I can understand that when you're writing something that's a little more personal. Um, yeah, I've been there, done that. Excuse me. One of these days, I think I'm going to write a memoir. I've always been interested in doing that, a memoir / autobiography. I've always been interested in that, in doing that. So I might do that eventually. Ooh, excuse me. I had a shower not too long ago, and so now I'm tired. I thought it would wake me up, but I think it relaxed me. Do you want me to put that up, doll, or I don't? If it's more personal, I won't put it up. Well, yeah. Okay, can that be? No, that is public. It is public chat. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm so used to seeing just the StreamYard, the chat in StreamYard, and on this end because it's just in StreamYard what I see, but it'll show up on YouTube. Just to remind you. But that's interesting. Yeah, it looks like you don't want anything to rhyme perfectly with the word known, but what's it called? I forget the word right now. Where it's similar, or at least a similar looking. Oh gosh, what's that called? Assonance? Am I wrong? I'm probably wrong. I don't remember. Yes, yes, Glory. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. Um, Motivation and productivity, yes. Since the pandemic, yes, and even for me, even prior, some days prior to that too. Okay, doll. All right, yeah. I mean, I figured you knew, but yeah, sometimes people forget things, and sometimes I say things, and I'm like, did I really want to say that? sometimes, sometimes you forget. What did I just say? Did I want to leak that bit about my book, or did I want to say that little bit of personal information? Yeah, I can't wait to read it now. Now, doll. That sounds really interesting. You suck at sprints? I don't know. Yeah, you know what? And the ironic thing is, I have a tendency to be. I'm not antisocial, but I have a tendency to be not as social as some. Um, and even to the point of being, I used to be extremely private. I used to be an extremely private person, but I'm not. I guess not as much as I used to be. But yeah, I like the sense of community, and I've um, since especially since we can't get out in the community now, especially I can't exactly go to uh, my writers group or the library, or I can't take my kid places even. So there's not even no real community, with that sort of thing either. Um, I don't write so fast either. A lot of times, doll. Um, I'm starting to wonder about that myself. About drafting alone. maybe editing it is better. I'm not sure. I'm still pretty new to. I have been doing it for a little while, but I'm not sure. But as far as organizing and plotting and things, I think I need to do that kind of on my own because it requires a certain level of concentration. Um, and this being only 15 to 20, maybe even 30 minutes at a time. That's interesting, Glory. Um, Sometimes I'm that way. Sometimes. Yes, concentration. I've always found my concentration is better. I need quiet and like I need quiet and I need um few distractions. So, yeah. Yeah, it kind of breaks it up a little bit. So, there's that. That's funny though. Your sprints could be entire albums. Sometimes I write with music on. But yeah, sometimes I just need silence for things. First, I guess it depends on what it is. But that makes a lot of sense, right? Being able to write poems during sprints. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Shorter things. Um, wow, have I been live for an hour already? It's 8 o'clock. Guess so. Would you guys prefer a slightly longer sprint, like 20, or do you have a 30-minute sprint though? Do you have a 30-minute sprint though? I made on your channel. Oh, okay. All right. I was just curious. Okay. Let me see here. You can want to do 20. You're 20. I know you have one. Um, 1 second. My brain's starting to. Oh, I guess I'm getting tired after all. I guess your 20s the Halloween time. Okay. I gotta put this. Hello. Hi, Stephanie. Okay. Thank you for coming. Here we go. Let's see. Ready? Here we go. Let me get this added on. Almost ready. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is cute. Anyway, Okay, here we go. You found some post-it notes, or you realized you needed some, so I mean, that sounds like me. Or the writing, is that FTW? I'm sorry, I'm not really up on all of the lingo. Probably, huh? But sorry about the interruption. For some crazy reason, I thought if the timer was done, because it's hard to see in StreamYard the way everything was kind of covered up. So I was like, whoops, that wasn't right. For the win. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not up on all that because I don't have a teenager that says all of the trendy things. So my teenager doesn't do trendy. For the long and short of it. That's the long and short of it. Oh, let me take my sprinting thing off super quick. I mentioned it because I was talking earlier about branding. And how did you guys do, by the way? This was my initial tagline and banner. But after today, my plan was to use a new one. So I was working on that earlier in the stream while I was waiting on people to show up. I changed it to this one, although it's longer. So I might play with that some and shorten it. Let's see. Oh, doll. Oh, I understand completely. Exactly. But I completely understand. Completely. Oh, it was like that day when I was on the Editing Bards channel. He had a live first paragraph thing. Oh, were you there maybe? And oh, that was hard. I was so embarrassed and nervous. That was all I really could think about was I was kind of nervous and stuff. But I'm sure that your short story is fine. Honestly. But to distract you, I don't know if you can read that, so I can do it out loud. My new little tagline slash banner. I think it's too long. Maybe let's see what you think. I didn't really do anything on that last sprint, by the way. All I really did was go. I wish my son good, kiss him goodnight and stuff. So, so so I didn't really do much else. I had to brush my hair. But here's my tagline that I was working on earlier, which goes, "My name is Heather Dewey Pettit. I am an author, editor, and sometime artist. I am working on my first book in a young adult fantasy series." At least that's kind of more to do with the author stuff, more to do with the book that I'm writing. You know what? everybody has grammar hiccups, even people who speak English as a first language. Trust me. Trust me on this one. I agree with it. I would definitely agree with that, Glory. Readers look for experience. Oh, for an experience. I'm sorry, an experience. Yes, I would. I would agree with that. Oh yeah, the new one. Yeah, I'm kind of debating if it's too long or what. I'm debating on that. Thanks. Sounds like some teenagers are outside. Sounds like a few teenage girls screaming. Yeah, yeah. It's not too bad. I've seen most of them. I think I've seen them being two lines long. Plus, it's 3 sentences. So I'm not quite sure. I'll play with it. Right? Yes, I saw that, and I like that. I really like that doll, and it's nice and punchy. And so that's why I'm thinking I'm getting hung up on. Maybe it's too wordy. I have a tendency to be pretty wordy when I'm writing. Editing, oh, this is way too long, way too long, way too long. But writing, I tend to be really wordy. But I imagine that's going to get a lot better with time. Exactly. Oh, exactly. You're right, Glory. Now that you say that, in elevator pitches, actually, and I do know that elevator pitches are supposed to be somewhere about 25 words or less. Own voices. Okay. Oh, I was trying to remember what an own voices thing would be. Excuse me. Um, okay. Because you do a variety of genres. Okay. Well, I know some people who do that. So, I mean, I know some. Well, I'm trying to think of people that I know in person. Let me think. I know somebody who her specialty is in fantasy. Oh, but as an artist, she does a lot of both. She does fantasy and science fiction. Um, Fantasy and science fiction and pop culture. She one of the things she's been doing lately that was kind of interesting is uh, altering art. You take some art that you find in a thrift store or something, or a like a garage sale, yard sale, whatever, and then you alter it in that you paint something else in there too. Oh, that's what I was wondering though. That's what I was wondering about. Um, but some of these real quick, some of these are really funny. She like she took this one. Yeah, she took this one. It's like a really uh, it's like a backyard and gazebo and flowers and oh, it's so pretty, it's so pretty. And then there's a well. But what she did was she painted it in some kind of an alien creature coming up out of the well. It's pretty funny. She's really talented. Um, well, that's what I thought, doll. Well, that's what I was thinking. Okay. So, very interesting. I'm a little bit of a genre hopper because I had an idea for a sci-fi story. I didn't finish it, but I thought it was pretty interesting. It was inspired by a dream I had. Actually, there were two. There were two. Yep, genre hoppers. But again, I talked earlier. I might actually write some semblance of a memoir at one point. So I might do that eventually. Genre hopper. So I apologize. I've been scratching my head. Excuse me. And it's hard not to scratch an itch. Oh. Um. Wow, that's really cool, though. Um. Yeah, I'm not really one for horror so much. I mean, every once in a while I'll read it, but maybe a little Stephen King, but not very much. I don't even watch much horror maybe because I was traumatized when I was young. Uh, when I was younger, not young, but younger. Um, oof, I saw some things that really scared the bejesus out of me. So that's cool. That's cool, and a lot of people do. A lot of people do. I know people that write horror and just a variety of things, but I know a lot of people who just really love that. Actually, the funny thing is, I was going to not write. I was going to edit a. I think it has elements of that. I think it has horror elements. I don't mind that so much, but not super gory horror. I'm not into that. That lots of blood and whatever. Yeah, that's just not my thing. But I'll read pretty much anything. My whole family knows I'll read the cereal box. I read pretty much anything. I gotta fix my glasses. It's digging into my nose. Excuse me. Maybe that's what's partially giving me a headache. Mm, excuse me. Oh, that's a little better. You mean horror tropes? Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, that happens. A lot of tropes are fine to use as long as they're not overused. You know what I mean? And it's like any tropes. And it's a difference between a trope and a what's the word I'm looking for? Archetype. So, like the elderly magician, like Dumbledore or Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. Um, tropes and typos. Yeah. Well, there's a difference between cliche. Cliche is something that's way overdone, but there's also a difference between cliche and trope and archetype. Those are three completely different things. Three completely different things. Some tropes can be cliche, but not all of them are. Interesting, Glory. A sex column. Really interesting. Well, that's very, very interesting. Myself, I have. I at one point I was um, I was a freelance journalist for a while. Um, I I wrote for actually they put several. Um, you know those regional newspapers, weekly papers, where some of them were monthly, some of them were bi-monthly. That sometimes they would come in your regular paper, and some of them were independently owned. So I did that. I did basically some features, you know, puff pieces like oh oh my God, one of them was an Easter event at a local horse barn. And so it was to benefit them, you know, because they're a nonprofit. So stuff like that, you know, really cute stuff. Um, Nonfiction can be quite interesting if you try to find a way of making it interesting and you know finding an angle that you think people would be interested in. Say, you know, like there's something that, you know, a group group of people might be like, say, if you're an artist, uh, like Q Doll, you could cover, or you know, you could like, uh, you could like blog about it or something. You know, you could blog about the sorts of um, the sorts of art you make because you do because your avatar there that's a piece of art and I've seen I've already seen a few things that you've made for YouTube and you know that's something right there, you know. And this is fascinating. A Wild West romance with a woman masquerading as a male bounty hunter. So that's the main character then, and a flash fiction, excuse me, sci-fi story. Interesting. Very interesting. A hair pulling challenge. I think I can relate to that. Yeah, I love it too, actually. Because I used to really, I had some ideas when I was young, but I didn't exactly follow through on when I was young. So, but I had some ideas. I actually had quite a few ideas, but anyway, when I was a teenager. Um, but so I'm really loving it now because um, now that I'm um, you know a mom and whatever. Yeah, your projects sound really interesting, Lori. But now that I'm you know, whatever, now that I'm a mom and whatever, this is like uh, the writing is sort of a me time thing. Yeah, you talked about that before, doll. Sci-fi poetry. Um, I think that sounds really interesting. That's a great idea. No problem, Glory. I think all of that sounds really interesting. Um, the one, especially the woman masquerading as a male bounty hunter. I like that idea. Yeah, there was a that sci-fi short story. I think that was going to be pretty short, kind of maybe a flash fiction kind of thing. Not flash fiction, but pretty short. Oh, I forgot to get some water. I'll have to get water during the next sprint. Oh, by the way, when I went to uh, whatever I was doing, oh yeah, when like just prior to the last sprint being over, I saw that Camille Myrick is on. Oh, yeah, of course, I know our times overlap. And then who else? Somebody else. Oh, so Sylvia from Right Your Life is doing something. I think that's a pop-up thing. So, mm. Oh, that's why you keep saying that, doll. You said that before. Mandy Lynn too. Yeah, yeah. Well, if and when my kid uh, goes back to when, because this is going to be like one of the first groups that go back to school is the special needs kids. So anyway, um, when he does go back to school, um, I think I'll probably go back to during the day for the most part. I might do some evening stuff, but I'll probably go back. I'm not sure yet, but I'll have to see. But if I go back during the day, at least I won't be against so many big names, which might help me. That's probably what helped me initially, was that I wasn't like against anybody. Not against, but I wasn't just streaming it so close to such to such a shame. I can't talk. Must be getting late. Um, I just wasn't streaming near the same time as said people, said YouTubers. Oh, but speaking of sprinting, if you guys want to, we can do that at least one more time. What do you think? Okay, doll. Yeah, it's pretty chill. It's not intense, and with nobody really um what was I going to say? Oh, I don't really have a whole lot of guests, so I think I've had Dana Gollin before. Um, yeah, it's pretty. I guess it's pretty chill. Um, uh, yeah, I'm not an intense person at all. Maybe I used to be a million years ago, but you know, I guess it's because I'm also at night I am pretty tired. I've been working with a kid all day, so I'm kind of tired. Yeah, but I agree with you. Uh, I'm sure we all have an overlapping stream somewhere. Maybe I'm working on my speaking voice. Okay. Let me get a stream set up. You were a nanny? There's at least one other person on YouTube, Glory, that is or was also a nanny. Am I right, doll? Does that make sense? Didn't I just see somebody? The nerdy nanny, maybe? Something like that. And then there was another one, maybe. Or am I thinking of something else? But yeah, my kid is taking up a lot of my time right now because he's not in school. Plus, he's, special needs. So it's a lot of one-on-one. You were a pet sitter. Even pets need attention. The nerdy nanny. That's what I saw last night, maybe. Was that last night? I think. And then, I've seen her around. The nerdy nanny. Okay. Okay. Do you want that Halloween 20-minute sprint? You love seeing people's pets. It's a long story, but right now we don't have our pet. She's spending some time at my in-laws' house. That's a very long story, and suffice it to say, anyway, let's just go. Let's just move on, because. All right. What do you think, Glory? I think my decision-making ability is going downhill fast. Let's see. Let's see. Excuse me. I think I've got these. I think I need to do something. And use my inhaler. Okay. I have a 15-minute one. If that's fine. I like that. I like that, Glory. Okay, 15 it is. All right. Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sprint. Well, what you didn't see was me knocking something over. Trying to move something to, so I have basically I have a string of lights that are above my desk on the wall, a small string of white lights. And I was going to see if I could get to a cord. I haven't used them in a while. And something's sitting on top of the cord, and I ended up knocking something over, making a little bit of a mess. But, oh well, things happen. Anyway, cool. Yep, we're back. That's funny, Glory. And that's cool, though. Yeah. I say I'm a sometime artist. It's kind of sort of. I had a little tiny bag that I really should sew up, and the top is not sewed, so it's just kind of like a string bag, and inside it is some cornstarch, and that's for crafting with. Because I like to use stamps. So it's basically to use prior to stamping so that if you're using things like glitter, they don't stick to the paper. So yeah, that made a mess. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that's funny though. That's what most of your outline looks like. That's funny. Um, yeah. Um, um, oh boy. I think my Walmart needs to open up their eyeglasses shop so I can get my glasses adjusted. I'm trying to do it myself. They either have limited hours or it's always closed when I'm there. So yeah, whatever. But maybe it is time to take a break and stuff. The only thing I did, well, I did add about a sentence or so, and then I was thinking really hard about my plot. I was looking at some notes and remembering something I was gonna do. I really need to take a real hard look at my plotting, and basically finish some stuff, because I really it's not really 100% plotted. I had a basic outline that was not an outline. Basically, it follows the hero's journey. So yeah, yes, Glory, yes, and it's really good for glitter, and if you it will keep the glitter from sticking to the rest of your paper, and it will go just where you want it to go. In other words, because glitter and things like that can have like an electrostatic charge, so it's great for that. Yeah, I learned that from the Frugal Crafter. If you've ever heard of her, I love her. She's great. She's very down to earth, And not only is she a crafter, she's an artist. She's a watercolor artist. And it's because of Burgess Taylor and her that I realized maybe I could try that. Why not? Let's try it. So I even have a few things on my desk, which I've now called my art desk, which I was gifted from my mother when she moved. Here's a little something that I did. Basically, it's a tree study that I've done in an art journal, and then I reproduced it. I made a couple of cards, and this is one of them. And one of them, this is the second card. There was another one, and it kind of sold. It actually was swapped for a book at an event. If either of you have heard of the story of Winter the Dolphin, true story, by the way, of Winter the Dolphin, is made into a movie called Dolphin Tale. We've been to see her. She was about 30 minutes from here, from where I live. And well, when I was watching it, because my son loves that movie, and we watched it a lot. And so this, while we were watching it one day, I sketched her, and then a couple months later, we were watching it again because he loves watching it. I colored it in with watercolor paint. So that's why her tail is cut off at one end, because her tail literally they had to cut it off to save her life. So that's Winter. That's Winter the Dolphin. And things are falling. Okay. Let's just move that. Oh, thanks. I've always loved dolphins. In fact, when I was a teenager, I thought I wanted to be a marine biologist at one point. I just love animals and love dolphins and dogs and the whole 9 yards. I'm an animal lover. I grew up around. Thank you. I grew up around dogs and cats and horses. So I guess it's in my nature. I guess I love animals. Thank you very much, Corey. That's probably one of the best things I've ever done, to be perfectly honest. I surprised myself. That's very interesting, though. That's very interesting. And then I have a local author friend who he writes, I think they're thrillers, and his main character has something to do with dolphins. Oh, I think it's to do with when they used to train dolphins in the 60s to assist with spying stuff. I think it has to do with that, if I remember correctly. Something like that. But anyway, Winter the Dolphin, there was a movie made about her. She was a young dolphin, and she was found off the opposite coast of Florida, actually. And then, but she was rehabbed at Clearwater Marine Hospital, it was called at the time, and now it's called Clearwater Marine Aquarium. And and so now she she lives there because she can't survive in the wild. And they've made 2 movies from about her and other animals that live there at that aquarium, at that specific aquarium. And that's yeah, yes, I am Glory. I grew up. kind of grew up on Doctor Who. My brother got me into it a long, long time ago. And then when it came back, like 10 years ago now, I guess, approximately, going on it or something like that. Well, the thing about Doctor Who, doll, is that it's really good science fiction because most of it is written very, very well. And actually, if you've heard of Neil Gaiman, he's actually written episodes. It is pretty visual, but there are long dialogues in it, doll. Just so you know, there's a lot of really great dialogue in this series. You know, talking about the human condition, things like that. Oh, there was one. There was one called. It was in two parts. It was in two parts, right, Glory? And um, oh, cool. That's cool, Glory. But what was I gonna say? But there's a dual episode, a two-part episode of Doctor Who that takes place in a library. Um, let's see. I think the first one is called Silence in the Library. I think, and the second one is called. No, now I'm getting the names mixed up. But it's two parts, and it takes place in a library, and there's a lot of mystery involved and aliens. And it takes place on a planet. Oh, yes, it's a planet that is a library. Okay, doll? And there's a big quote at the end. And what does he say? He says, help me, do you know, Glory? You know what I'm talking about? We're all stories in the end. So let's make it a good one, eh? He says, isn't that awesome, doll? I just love that line. Force of the Dead. And I thought Silence in the Library, but that must have been the second one. Was Silence in the Library the second one? I forget. Yes, I think you might really appreciate some of the episodes. Neil Gaiman he wrote the one with 11 and Amy and Rory, and they're on a planet and it's all junked TARDISes. That one, it was funny and dramatic and powerful. It was really good. And Neil Gaiman wrote that. And he wrote like 2 or 3 episodes in the last. The Doctor's Wife. Yes, 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 yes. That was one of, yes, mine too. That was probably one of my favorite two-parters ever. I mean, in his series history. And Doll, this is the oldest running science fiction show ever. The Doctor's Wife was the one. The one that was dramatic and funny and really, really good. And you don't have to watch from beginning to end. You can watch them individually because there's a lot of explaining. You don't have to. The Doctor's Wife. That was really good. And I do remember Neil Gaiman wrote it. He's okay. Okay. I think you might appreciate it. See, brothers are good that way. My brother hooked me into it a very, very long time ago, probably 1982. Oh, well, that's okay. We're kind of talking now. We're talking about a lot of different things, writing and Neil Gaiman and Doctor Who and a lot of different things. Do you like Doctor Who? I think I've created a new fan. and it got blown up like crazy several years ago. Like, oh my gosh, when was that? 6 years ago or so. But hi, Mary. If I didn't say it, sorry. Hi, Mary. Uh, we're just talking about all kinds of stuff now. I think we might have stopped sprinting. We're just kind of talking. Series 5. Uh, Series 5. So that would be of the recent. That would be what number? What doctor number would that be? Series 5. Do you mean Chris? What's his name? Eccleston? Oh, and just so you know, doll, don't let it confuse you. The doctor, the character of the doctor, is played by, has been played by, not is, but has been played by several people. That's an understatement. Although then you move on. Okay. Okay. Yes, I would probably, yeah, I would say that. Um, the whole Amy Pond thing with 11, that, yeah, I would say, I would agree with that. Yeah, if you're in the middle of something, I wouldn't get into it too quickly. Maybe just watch a few clips or something. If you're in the middle of a project, because you might be like, oh, shiny new thing, because, like it's, you'll be like, what is this thing? Because, again, it's really good writing. You're talking about, some really good writers have been writers for Doctor Who or got started as being a writer for Doctor Who, or came into the game later after it got started blowing up several years ago, like Neil Gaiman, among other people. By the way, I think I met you for the first time, Glory, like maybe a couple of days ago or so ago. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for coming to my channel, Mary. I think I just, anyway, I think I've met you too, pretty recently. But I got in, like I was just saying, I got into Doctor Who a very long time ago, probably 35 years ago now, when my brother introduced it to me when we were teens. Right, but I haven't let my kids watch a lot of these episodes though, because they would really freak them out. But some of them, it's really obvious it's just somebody in a suit. But and that was the great classic aspect of Doctor Who. But where we met, Mary, when I first saw you. I mean, I've seen you around recently, but I think I saw that you were co-hosting on somebody else's stream, like maybe last night or the night before. I don't know. It's kind of my week is all running together now. But karaoke too, because I did sing in the karaoke. Let's just say I attempted to sing in the karaoke. A very, very old song that I stumbled on in the research for my book. I stumbled on it about 4 years ago and fell in love with it. Yeah, Doctor Who is basically meant to be for it meant to be bleh. It is meant to be family friendly. Um, it's not for little kids, but author tube karaoke was Wednesday afternoon Eastern from 4 to 6, and it was organized by BC Books, BC Brown Books, BC Brown. Um, she organized it. It was her, me, and Doll, and who else? And like one other person. And then she kept like sending out feelers, and more people started coming in. That was a lot of fun. And my son sang, my cute kid sang, and he got applause, and that made his day. He had a lot of fun. And right, yes, Sako Tumi, and everybody was just having a lot of fun. But I agree. I think that's going to have to be. Ow! I think that's going to have to be. Adjusting my glasses again. I think that's going to have to be a on like a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon or something, because it kind of did interrupt our day a little bit. Don't you hate it when glasses is just not right and it can give you a headache? Excuse me, pardon me. Yes, we wanted to do it in May. Yes, I don't know. I wasn't. I've been a little unavailable today. I was kind of focused on my kid when we were discussing it. So this morning, yes, we want to do it in May. That's funny. It'll be crazy. Oh, I don't know. But at the time, I was like, what? You know, yesterday afternoon. That was yesterday. Um, I was like, why did I agree to this? It was a party, Glory. It was. It was definitely a party. It was definitely a party. Oh boy, yeah, that was interesting. I even had an idea for a song for next time because I'm a Disney nerd a little bit too. I mean, I kind of grew up on Disney stuff, so yeah, it should be as many people as we could get within reason. But I don't know how many people you can have. Well, in Zoom you can have a. I recently learned that in Zoom you can have 100 people. Oh yeah, see. You're telling a shy person not to be shy. Well, let me clarify that. I'm an introvert who tends to be shy, because those are two different things. Here we go. Two different things. So yeah, I was thinking. I had a Disney song. It popped in my head this morning, earlier today. So, and then also probably also thought of that because of my son's curriculum, and we were talking about all kinds of parks yesterday for his social studies, all the different kinds of parks in Florida. So that was really interesting. I really got. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. She bought the Pro. Give me our Pro. That's right. Many people she wants. Okay, okay. Yeah, I have not done that. I'm still on the free stream yard. So Icelandic. That sounds interesting. All of that sounds really interesting, though. I know I'm trying to learn Welsh. I know there's set rules like Latin languages, so it should be easy, but I guess I'm just not spending much time on it. I kind of want to learn some of the basics so that I can write my darn book. Um, Sorry, I was trying to take in what you were saying. Anyway, maybe another Welsh song. I'm not sure. We'll see. I have to take this in and think about what you're saying. I'm okay. Okay. Now myself, I'm an introvert, and if I'm around like super outgoing people that are new to me, I'm like, ooh, that's really odd. That's really social awkwardness. I'm like, oh, that's way too much for me. But I think, I don't know, maybe some writers, I would probably estimate most writers are that way, socially awkward. Um, and then there's the small percentage who are, they're in it for they want to be writers because they want attention. Yeah. Whatever. But yeah, I'm definitely an introvert, and which gets basically it gets worse when I'm around people who are uh, when I'm around new people. Yeah, whatever, whatever. But um, but so I'm thinking this YouTube thing will probably help that. Just what I'm hoping for anyway. Actually, what really helped? What really helped? Actually, ironically enough, was starting to attend a local con in this area, and um, at a friend of mine's suggestion, I started going several years ago, six years ago. Last fall was my sixth, and eventually I started being a panelist. I was a panelist for 2 years in a row. So I want to do it again this year. Of course, it's going to be way different because we're going to do the online thing. But but um, but I guess I'll do it again. We're trying to figure it out. So yeah. So I have to go and read that email again that I got this morning saying we're going to do it, but we're definitely doing it, but we're doing it online, and we're still working out the bugs. So there's that. But I think that helped me tremendously. And talking to people about the idea for my book and where I got the idea from. I guess people tend to get interested, so yeah. And people have told me to keep going. So the people in my writers group, and I became leader of that group about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, 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 yeah. Same here, same here, same here. So I'm looking at how long I've been live. It just got my attention. I've been live for 2 hours and 38 minutes plus. This has been really interesting talking to you guys, though. It's one way of talking to people. this YouTube stuff and other social media because I'm learning Zoom too. Learning Zoom for some of my kids' stuff. I might have to sleep soon. Yeah, pretty soon. I probably should check my email again before I go to bed. Oh, and I was gonna check out your channel some more, doll. I might do that because I think if my head hurts, I probably need sleep. So I don't know. I tend to want to just show everything. Yeah, that sounds good. Why don't I just go ahead and wrap it up? I'll see you around 2, Glory. It was nice to officially meet you, I guess, if I haven't. And Mary. I think I probably will. I do like to read poetry, but I don't get much chance to do that. I don't even get a chance to read a whole lot except for what I absolutely have to read to finish working on my novel. But it's been really nice just kind of just sitting here and just talking about writing and stuff. And like I say, Neil Gaiman has written at least 2 episodes of modern Doctor Who. But again, it's the longest running science fiction show ever. More than 50 years. What was it, 64? I think it was 60. It was 64 because it came out the year that Kennedy was shot. They are fun, actually. I'm just showing all the comments. Did she leave? Maybe Glory left. Well, maybe I'll try and find it too, doll. I'll try and find it too. What was her name? Glory what? I think. Oh, that didn't work. Yeah, I didn't see it either. Some other stuff came up. Oh well. Well, maybe I'll try again later. All right. Well, I think I'll go ahead and end the stream. Thanks again for coming, guys. Thank you very much. And I hope I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm getting tired. I'm glad you had a chance to work on your poem a little bit, doll. And oh well, that's possible, Mary. That's possible. All right. Well, see you later, doll. Again, thanks for coming, and you have a good evening too. Yeah, that's entirely possible, Mary. Maybe it's whatever. Maybe she's still getting started and stuff. So she sounds really nice. I've found nothing but nice people here, I have to say. I think most writers are and supportive of each other and all of that. So it's very cool. All right. Well, on that note, I think I'll do an outro because why not? And there's whoever's still here. I think they're all left. So I guess I could do a little outro, which could be. Let me just read it. My name is Heather Dewey Pettit, and I am an author, editor, and sometime artist. I'm working on my first book in a young adult fantasy series. It could also be called New Adult, so I'm still working on that, Mary. I just actually wrote that tonight because I had a different tagline there. So thank you so much for coming, and to anybody else who might be watching this after the fact on the replay. Alrighty then. Have a great night. Have a great night. Whoever's still here, whoever did jump back up to 2. Have a great night, everybody. Be well, be safe. Have a great evening or whatever time it is, whatever time of day it is that you're watching. All right. Bye. Bye. Whoever's left. Bye.